All right, let's do this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Sleeper Farmer Cigar Garage Talks. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Out here actually quite early. It's just after 1 o'clock. But baby boy decided he was going to go take an early nap. So off to the garage, Dad went. Let's start with what are we smoking, what are we drinking. I don't remember the name of this cigar. It's the one that has no wrapper, so the first little bit is all filler. It had a closed foot. I just smoked through that. Unfortunately, I gave it kind of a bad burn, I think. I don't know if that was me or the construction. I do like these ones, though, the closed foot cigars. Yeah, nice little cigar. I wish I could remember the name of it. Again, it came in a variety pack, and I meant to look it up before I sat down, but here we are, sitting down. For the beer tonight, we have Beer Me from Odd Side. I've been liking the Odd Side beers. They're actually pretty tasty, pretty yummy. Nice American lager. I have not had this one. I'm going to decide to give it a try, though, with deer season coming up. Might as well, right? Might as well give the old hunting theme ones. The kids are doing good. They are... Well, this is a very, 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 very light beer. Holy moly. And, yeah. Look how light that is. That's like the opposite of the traditional beer that I drink. That's almost like a cider look. Interesting. Yeah, not bad. Little bit of flavor in there. Almost like a sour flavor. Yeah, I enjoy it. Very light. That's crazy light. I think that's actually lighter than some of the O'Douls I have. But anyhow, we are going to get to the marriage topic. I know it's a difficult one, talking about the tough times in marriages. But I have one quick announcement. I think somebody is getting ready to be bottled. It's like, almost 6 months it's been sitting on there. I stand by that cold, waiting until it gets cold is what good choice. That is starting to develop a lot of crazy flavors. I'm going to taste it again to see if it's ready for the video. But I think once it's officially 6 months old here, we're throwing that in a bottle. But anyway, let's get to this video. I married you for the tough times. This was many years after I got married. I was listening to some speaker, some YouTube video or something, and the guy talked about marrying your spouse for the tough times. It was interesting. He had good little soliloquy, good little speech, and I totally agree with it. Too much when it comes to marriage, we focus on the good times. We focus on, the happiness and the joy and the laughter, and that is 100% there. Those times do exist, and they should exist in every marriage. They should exist. They should be there. But if you marry someone knowing there's going to be tough times, and marry them for the tough times, me and homeschooling mama, the one good thing is we have a great communication with each other. So when times get tough, instead of bottling it up, we communicate, we talk, we come to agreements. We knew this even dating. We had some tough times while dating. And this was further actually brought to our attention by the priest that married us. Kind of a fun little story. Most people don't find it fun. I find it one of the most amazing stories you can have. The priest who married us, we sit down for marriage classes, and he instantly says, "You guys will not work. I do not condone this marriage. I don't bless this marriage. I will not marry you." He gets up and walks away. Now, just so you know, we knew this priest. We knew him very well. I don't want to be too vain, but we actually helped rebuild one of the campus ministry churches we were at with his help, and so we worked very closely with him. We worked closely with the church board. So we were kind of shocked. Our relationship grew around him. Like, he saw us as friends. He saw us date. Everyone knew I was going to propose to homeschooling mama, but he told us no. So anyhow, a week went by. We had another appointment with him already on the book, so he showed up, and he made some comments about, you guys aren't going to last. I'm not going to marry you. We kind of called him like, Father, what do you see that we don't? And he said, the biggest problem is when someone's going to get married, everyone tells them how they're a beautiful couple, they're wonderful, they're great, they're going to be so happy together, they're going to live long, prosperous lives. He's like, no one ever challenges a married couple or an engaged couple. No one ever goes up to them and says, you're not going to make it. And now, granted, okay, there are some people who are, toxic and whatnot and want to destroy a relationship. Okay, I'll give you that one. But to have someone who loves and cares for you and has seen both of you grow say, you're not going to make it, that does put you in pause. Having a priest who you've known for years tell you not to marry them. Well, what's your reaction? At the time, I didn't know he was doing it, but it makes complete sense. He wanted us to get married for the tough times, not the good times. He wanted us to marry one another knowing that things are going to be tough, things are going to be hard. If we couldn't survive a priest telling us that we couldn't get married, how are we going to survive when temptation comes into our marriage? How are we going to survive when you have that 7-year stretch, which I'll probably do a whole video on that, or 7-year itch, where you're starting to question everything. You question your relationship, you question your job, you question so much. I don't know why it takes 7 years. It just seems to track out. But that's going to happen. There's going to be tough times. And everyone, while they're dating, it's all cheesy. Well, we're ready. We can survive anything together with our love. Oh, brothers and sisters, let me tell you, you need a lot. It will be tricky. It will be tough. You have to look at your spouse, your significant other you're about to marry, your fiance, and ask them, what would be my response if they cheated on me? What would be my response if I found out that, they bought a really expensive firearm without telling me? What would be the response if they got so drunk they were throwing up and pissing all over the house and breaking stuff? And that priest who really challenged us, it really resonated with me. So my parents got married in college. The college priest at their little university church, when it came time for them to do wedding classes, he's like, oh, no. I know both of you. You're wonderful Catholics. You're wonderful people. Let's just skip that, get you two married as quickly as we can so you can start your family. Well, they did. Things did not go great. My parents actually ended up getting divorced. Kind of sadly, the priest that married him actually became a lawyer and helped divorce them. I'm still dealing with that one. That one's a little nutso for me. But that priest really only focused on the good times, focused on how they were in public. And as we all know, we do not show our true face in public. We don't show people who we are. It's one of those private, secret moments where we actually open up and be honest. And your spouse is going to be with you in those private, secret moments. So while you're dating, while you're engaged, have a lot of fights. Imagine, what would I do? What would I do if my spouse came to me and said, I cheated on you? What would be your response? Honestly. Would you cry? Would you leave them? Or would you work through it? Would you realize and admit that people make mistakes? How would you deal with that? What would you do if your spouse perpetually came home late because he was staying out late at work, or went to the bar, or went dancing with the girls? And talk about those hardships with your fiance. What would you do if X, Y, or Z happened? And bring it up multiple times. Be honest with your spouse and be honest with yourself. Would that be something where you just walk out the door? Or is it something, you know what, you could tell your spouse? Is that something you could talk about? Where your spouse comes up to you and says, look, I'm being tempted to sleep with my coworker. Or you know what, we're not having sex as much, so I'm going to go find it somewhere else. Not as a threatening way, but just tell you that's how I feel. I feel like I should find it somewhere else. Okay. What would happen if your spouse came up to you and said, you know what, I'm thinking about cheating on you? Would you be able to work through that? Would you be able to talk to them? Would they even feel comfortable doing that? I hope so. It's better to face these head on. Have a plan. What if you are going to cheat? What if you're going to lie? What do you expect your partner to do? Do you expect them just to grin and bear it? Would you expect them to come to you? If they did come to you, would you actually be able to have that conversation? Would you actually be able to talk to them about their thoughts of infidelity? Is that something you have to work on? Maybe. And if it is something that is so egregiously horrible to you, be honest with your partner. Tell them 100% we could not work through that. So that way, they know the tough times. They know the tough you. They know the truth about when times get tough, what's going to happen. And I'm not slighting someone. If that is your honest opinion, you would walk away, or your honest feeling that you just walk away from a relationship. Okay, I on some level understand. On others, I disagree. But talk about it. Be honest with them. Ask yourself right now, if you're engaged to someone, could your significant other come up to you and say, I'm thinking about cheating? If not, should they be able to? Personally, I think yes. I think they should be able to come up to you and tell you that. And that's something you can work through together as a cohesive unit, as a couple, as a partners. It should be something you should be able to work through. So remember, you're not marrying someone for the good times, because good times don't last. They come and go. You marry them for the tough times. You marry them for the hard times. You marry them for those moments when you just don't know what to do. But if you go into it like that, like I'm going to marry you, knowing and expecting and we're ready for these tough times, but I'm still marrying you because these tough times will be in any relationship. Spoiler alert, that's why the divorce rate's so high. You think you divorce someone and then all of a sudden, that person will never have a tough time if I marry this person. You're going to have tough times. So instead of asking yourself, can I be happy with this person? Ask yourself, am I okay being upset with this person? Is this a person that I can be upset with, but I'm still going to love them and cherish them and be with them? If this is a person who you could see yourself fighting with, having an argument with, and yet you're still like, but I love them, and I want to have that with them. I want to be in a relationship so we have the opportunity to fight. Awesome. That's the one you should marry. Don't marry the one who makes you feel good and the one who promises you only good times. Marry the one who will stick with you through tough times and you will stick with through tough times. Marry the one you're ready to argue with. Marry the one that you're comfortable enough to be weak with. Marry the one that can make it through those tough times with you. That's the one to marry. We're not marrying for the good times. We're marrying because we know life is full of the bad. And if I can make it through the bad times, I know for a fact, 100%, those good times will be so much more better. And I did say so much more better. Those good times will be amazing. More than anything you could ever imagine. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to finish my cigar, finish my weird beer. May you have tough times and survive through them with your partner, because those good times are around the corner and they're going to be so much better. All right, folks. Stay safe out there. See you on the next one.